Hi, my name's Ryan Francis, and I'm so excited to be joined by Victoria Bach.
The block done, and now the chance for Bach, and they score!
Has it, near circle, wrist shot, scores! Victoria Bach, through a screen.
Backhand, she scores! Victoria Bach! Bach comes out with it tonight, shot! Here she scores! Victoria Bach!
Victoria is a member of Canada's national team, first representing her country in 2014 at the U18s and most recently at the Rivalry Series, where she scored 5 points in 3 games. A member of the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte First Nation, Victoria was a 2023 inductee of the North American Indigenous Athletics Hall of Fame in recognition of her outstanding accomplishments to date. Next month, Victoria will be joining us on the East Coast for our Indigenous Girls Hockey Jamborees in Charlottetown and Truro. We can't wait for this and appreciate you taking the time to connect with us ahead of June, Victoria.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to get the chance to come down to Charlottetown and Truro and get the chance to be a part of the Indigenous Girls Hockey Jamborees. I can't wait to meet you all, and it's going to be a great event and a really great time. So excited.
Hockey has been an important part of much of your life. What drew you to it, and what is a favorite memory that you have from growing up playing the game?
Honestly, hockey's been such an important part of my life, but what really drew me to hockey was after the 2002 Olympics. I still remember this day like yesterday. Team Canada won gold at the Olympics in Salt Lake, and I remember turning to my parents and turning to my dad and my mom and saying, I want to play hockey, I want to be just like these girls. And, with some convincing, I remember my dad was a little bit, I don't know if girls play hockey. And I was like, no, I want to play hockey. I want to be just like these girls. And with some convincing, we went to the store, bought my first set of equipment, and I honestly never looked back. What really drew me to hockey was just the love that I had for the game. And every time I got the chance to step on the ice, nothing else that I had going on around me really mattered. And for me, the ice was a place where I was always happy, and I enjoyed my time there every single time I got the chance to step on the ice. But I really wanted to play for Team Canada, and I wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps. He was a hockey player growing up, and most importantly, make friendships, make valuable memories. And hockey is such an incredible sport. There's so much that you can learn from the sport, values. It's just such a great sport and a great place to be. But a favorite memory that I have for me was my first ever hockey tryout. Honestly, I remember this like yesterday. I was probably one of the worst players on the ice. I started playing pretty late. I was around 8 years old, and I just remember I hit every pylon. I messed up every drill, but I was the happiest kid on the ice. And I still remember turning to my dad. He was sitting in the stands, and I was waving at him with a smile on my face. And honestly, I never really looked back, but I just remember that everything I had when I was at the rink had to be pink. I had a nickname, Pinky. I just loved the color pink, and I remember my dad waving back at me. He spray painted one of my sticks pink for me, and just such great memories. But I also remember my first ever interaction with an Olympian. It was actually Vicky Sonahara. I had a team hockey party, and she was a guest appearance. And I still remember her walking into the room like yesterday. She was someone that I really looked up to, such an incredible role model. And she actually brought her gold medal to this party. And I just remember staring at the medal, touching the medal and listening to her speak. I was honestly so inspired. And I think she's just such an incredible role model to so many. And when I met her, I immediately went home and told my parents that I wanted to be just like her. So these are memories that, I'll never forget. And, flash forward a couple years, one of my favorite hockey memories, was getting the chance to play at a rivalry series with Team Canada on the senior national team for the first time. This was something that was really special, finally getting to play with all these people that I grew up looking up to, getting the chance to play with Marie-Philip Poulin, all of these incredible athletes, Megan Augusta, there was all these girls there, and we were actually in Victoria, BC, and I had the chance to play in that game against Team USA, and we actually went to overtime. And I still remember this day like yesterday. I was sitting on the bench. There was probably a minute and a half left to go in overtime. And my coach turned to me and he tapped me on the back and he said, "You're up, Victoria and Victoria." He kind of made a joke out of it. And I was just like so nervous in the moment. I remember I had a couple teammates, before I went out on the shift, like, you got this. And stepped on the ice, ended up getting a 2-on-1 with Blair Turnbull, went down and scored the goal in overtime to get my coach his first win against Team USA.
Turnbull with Bach. Now a 2-on-1. Blair Turnbull to Victoria Bach. She scores! Canada wins it in overtime in Victoria. And why wouldn't it be someone named Victoria?
Pretty special moment for me. My family was able to be at the game. My mom didn't even see the goal. She said that she jumped up and threw her phone, but she didn't even know I scored. So pretty cool memory to score a goal in Victoria. And it's a pretty funny joke now, Victoria and Victoria.
That's an awesome memory, and it's so cool to hear about your experience with Vicky Sonahara, to know that you're coming here in June with your own gold medals and sharing those experiences with our young participants. I want to go back to your comment around your first tryout. I know you've shared stories about what that looked like and what you learned about it years down the road, so I'm wondering if you can share about that.
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty special moment for me. I actually had one of my closest friends growing up. Her dad worked in the hockey organization that I was a part of. So I played for Mississauga, and growing up, her dad was able to actually find my first ever house league evaluation from when I was 8 years old. So just, going over that story I told you again, looking up at my dad in the stands, and they were able to find that exact evaluation. And they had scores, I think it was out of 20. And I scored a total of 1 in every category, total score of 4 out of 20, by far the lowest. I actually have a picture. My friend framed the picture, put a really nice quote on top. It's hard to beat a person that doesn't give up. So that's kind of something that I really use for motivation. It's on my wall in my room at home. When times are tough, you always look at that and just use it as motivation to continue to move forward and know that you can really accomplish great things. Like knowing that I started at a level 4 out of 20 to seeing where I am now, accomplishing some of my goals. Such a cool experience, and pretty awesome that she was able to find that evaluation for me. So it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. You can really start playing any sport at any age, and you can accomplish great things. Like I said, you believe in yourself and work hard, great things can happen.
Well, that's amazing. You've come a long way from that. As I shared in your introduction, you've achieved some really impressive accomplishments in hockey. This includes 3 world championships with the national team. What stands out to you from those accomplishments, and what are the greatest lessons you've taken away from these experiences?
For me, growing up, playing hockey, starting hockey late, I faced a lot of adversity throughout my career and, having to play catch up. And for me, probably one of my favorite and biggest accomplishments was getting the chance to represent my country for the first time with the Under-18 World Championships, where we won gold in Budapest, Hungary. For me, getting the chance to, put the Maple Leaf jersey on for the first time, I remember, our teammates had a little celebration. They presented us with the jerseys, and, just getting the chance to put the jersey on, chills just run through your body. It's just something that's undescribable, knowing that you've worked so hard for this moment and it was finally there. I remember going into the tournament. Like I said, it was in Budapest, Hungary. A lot of great memories. Still talk to a lot of my teammates from that event, and I remember my entire family was able to come out and watch, and I still remember just standing on the blue line after winning that gold medal, and it's just a feeling that never gets old, singing the national anthem with your teammates and now your friends, and memories that you've made for, a lifetime. So with this being, the first time being on Team Canada, it was something that was really special for me, and I learned a lot of valuable life lessons from that experience. And when you get to the top of your game, you're representing your country, you're playing with the best players in the world, and everyone's really a star. So you really have to learn to develop skills that's really going to set you apart from others. And the one life lesson that I really learned is just the importance of teamwork and being a good teammate. I think hockey is obviously a team sport, and for success to happen, you must all be able to collaborate, with your teammates and be on the same page. And I think when you're a team and you're working together to achieve a common goal and it happens, it's something that's just such an incredible feeling. And, you know, I also began to realize that hockey is just so much more than a sport that's played with a stick and a puck. You know, hockey can teach you so many valuable lessons. For me, you know, just getting the chance to learn different time management skills, being able to balance school, friendships, family. It really teaches you a lot of valuable lessons that you will use throughout your life. And, you know, it also showed me really how amazing it is to be a part of a team. You know, when you achieve a goal together as a team, I think that there's no better feeling than winning and, you know, going through the highs, the lows, the adversities, the ups and downs. And like I said, every time I get to put on the maple leaf, I get chills, especially when there's a gold medal around your neck. So all those experiences have really helped shape me, not only as a hockey player, but also as a person as well.
Well, we can't say it enough, but we're so excited for you to come and share those experiences and those lessons with us in June for our Indigenous Girls Hockey Jamborees. These events are made possible through the generosity of Participation as a part of their community challenge. Really encourage everyone watching to go visit participation.com or download their app to learn more about how you and your community can get involved in this great initiative. Since 1971, Victoria Participation has been encouraging Canadians to get healthy by getting active. Beyond hockey or competitive sports and training, what do you do and what do you enjoy that keeps you active?
To stay active, honestly, I love to work out. It's definitely a passion of mine, especially, you know, in the off seasons. You know, getting stronger to prepare you, you know, for the season ahead and also to help prevent injuries. But working out is a big passion of mine. I really find that I like to start my day off with a good workout, and you always feel better after. You know, you have a lot of energy and you're just really ready to conquer the day. But in my spare time, I really enjoy golfing. It's become one of my favorite hobbies besides hockey. Just getting the chance to be outdoors, you know, enjoy the sunshine with friends, play a competitive game. That's what makes it so fun. And I think it's a really challenging sport as well. So it really helps keep you active that way. But on a side note, I also have a dog, a little puppy named Daisy. She's my favorite, but I really enjoy, I like to take her for walks and play catch with her. I find that this really helps me stay active as well.
Dogs and golf can't get better than that. Are you willing to share a little bit about your hole-in-one story that you had a little while ago?
For sure. So this is actually a great story. So it's pretty funny. We were golfing. We were at a PWHPA showcase in California, and we went to golf under the dark. So it was actually pretty cool. It was at nighttime, and they had all these lights that kind of light the course up. But I remember I teed off, and I actually got the ball into the hole right beside us, like right in the hole. And I remember I turned to the girls, I was like, I think that went in the hole. Like, I think that was a hole-in-one on the other course. They're like, there's no way. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I think it went in the hole because we couldn't find the ball. Sure enough, I walk up to the hole, it was right inside, or walk up to the ball right inside the hole. So it's a pretty funny story. I got to take a picture with it, and I know some of the girls are still giving me a little bit of heat about it, you know, not being a true hole-in-one, but I'm counting it as my first hole-in-one. I mean, it doesn't matter how it goes in, it went in. So pretty funny story. But I got a picture with the ball, and it was definitely a great time.
I definitely agree with that logic. I would claim that as a hole-in-one too. And you're outdoors with friends being active, and I think that's ultimately what matters.
Exactly.
So as we've been speaking about sport, recreation, and physical activity as an important role in our own health and well-being, in 2022, I was fortunate to be a part of the creation of the Genevieve Francis Memorial Fund, which is a partner of these hockey jamborees. In honor of my late grandmother, the fund aims to provide support to sport, recreation, physical opportunities for Indigenous women and girls in Atlantic Canada. Donovan Bennett and Sportsnet were kind enough to capture the day of the launch in August, and we'll share a clip from that feature now.
The story you'll hear today, you may feel pain. For me, it's a day of vulnerability as I invite you alongside me in this personal journey. While attempting to break up a fight between one of her sons and another youth, she was killed by gunshot that was justified to court as a shot fire to defuse the situation. She was pronounced dead at the scene and no charge with non-capital murder. The non-Indigenous man who killed her was found not guilty by a justice system that has historically failed to protect Indigenous people.
As a family, we learned to hide our emotions. So when I say 44 years of burying how we felt, we did that. We felt that pain. So I'm hurting as I'm talking, but I know if I don't talk, there could be somebody else who's hurting more, that needs to know you can get through it.
I think you're presented in life with experiences for a reason. I think having that perspective is important, and so as I experienced the process of the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award, it opened conversations, especially with my dad. It gave him opportunity to share sort of his experiences. It was just this really beautiful collision of here's my work I do and here's our life experiences, and we have this opportunity to bring those things together. It's also a start in some ways of a journey of healing and of understanding and of continued conversation and discussion of who our family is and why we are where we are.
You can see the full video and learn more about the story at thegeneviefund.com. Victoria, you've spoken about your own grandmother and her being a role model for you. Can you speak more to this relationship and how this relationship has been important in your own life?
Yeah, for sure. My grandmother honestly was everything to our family growing up. She's always someone that I looked up to. She always gave the best advice, and the one thing that she always said to me that, I always keep in the back of my mind is she always told me to really just believe in myself and never give up. She had a tough life growing up. She faced lots of adversity, and even until the day that she passed away with pulmonary fibrosis, she was a fighter, and she was someone that would be super proud to see the success that, I've had in my career. But aside from hockey, she'd be even more proud just to see the barriers that, we're breaking as female athletes, and, just the continual success that we have and the impact on the next generation. And I think, for me, being a role model is something that I've, always wanted to be for this next generation. And, I want you young girls or boys, to grow up and realize that, us Indigenous people, we can really do whatever we want if we put our minds to it. And, while doing that, really important to be proud of who we are, where we come from, and know that we have the community behind us. So that's something that, my grandmother would have been really proud about. And like I said, she's always been a big role model to me, and we miss her a lot.
Well, with that in mind, I'd love for you to speak even more to that. What advice would you give young Indigenous girls who love hockey as they navigate through sports, school, and their social lives?
Yeah, I think, my first word of advice I can give to young, inspiring, girls is to really stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone else dictate, who you are or what you can achieve. I know growing up, people always told me, you're too small, you're never going to make it anywhere in hockey. Or maybe they told me different things like, you started hockey too late, you're never going to be able to catch up. And, these things, it's really important that you stay true to yourself and your values, and most importantly, believe in yourself. I like the saying, you can really accomplish amazing things with hard work and determination. And another word of advice I can give you is to really place a strong emphasis on school. And, while hockey may be a passion for a lot of us, I think it's also very important to also prioritize your education. And, a good education can really open up a lot of opportunities in life for, both us on and off the ice. And I had the opportunity to get the chance to travel down to Boston, where I went to Boston University. And, for us females, we can't play hockey for a living just yet. So I do believe that this is going to change, but it's really important now that we're being good students and, really setting ourselves up for success in the classroom, because there's several opportunities, like I just mentioned, maybe getting the chance to go play hockey somewhere in the States or going to a CIS, like so many amazing opportunities for us female athletes. So I know for me, I struggled in school growing up. It was never the easiest. It was always pretty hard for me, but I made sure that, I stayed in for extra help, whether that's missing a recess, just not being afraid to speak up, asking teachers for help, asking friends for help when you need it. I think you should really make sure you use your resources because they're there for you, and they can really go a long way. And a couple more words of advice I can leave you with. Just be proud of where you're from, and embrace your Indigenous culture, and just celebrate it. And I think it's really important that hockey is just a sport, and I think it's really important to prioritize other things that are really important to you as well. It's caring for yourself, ensuring that you're doing well, and lastly, making friendships, making memories along the way. I know I talked to you in the beginning about the things that I remember throughout my hockey career are those memories, right? The highs, the lows, winning with your teammates. And lastly, the last thing I can leave you with is follow your dreams and work hard. You can achieve great things if you want, if you really put your mind to it. And one of my favorite quotes from Wayne Gretzky, the great, he says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." So all I have to leave you with is go for it.
Well, that's amazing and great advice. To finish our time together, we actually have 2 questions from participants who you're going to have the opportunity to meet in June. And so first we have Charlotte with her question.
Hello, Victoria. My name is Charlotte, and I live at OC Booktug. And I was wondering if you have a pregame ritual.
I do have a pregame ritual. I like to say that I'm someone that's not too superstitious, but I basically follow the same schedule before every game. I will basically wake up, go get a nice breakfast. From there, I usually like to go to a pregame skate. So if we play a game, usually our game's around 7 p.m. at night. I like to either get out, get active, whether that's we like to play spike ball, or maybe we'll go play a little bit of soccer, some keep up, just to get the heart rate up, or we'll go on the ice for just like quick skate, shoot some pucks around. From there, I like to take a pregame nap, so I'm always a napper before the game. After that, we usually have a pregame meal, and then my ritual before every game is that I have to drink a blue Gatorade. So I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I don't know why it has to be blue. It's just something that's kind of stuck with me throughout my career. And aside from that, I love playing spike ball before games. We have a big spike ball group. So with the national team, I think we went on a little tournament throughout the season. Didn't come out on top this year. It wasn't a winner, but definitely love playing spike ball. Just really helps me get focused, and I'm the type of person where I need to, be having fun and stay loose before a game. I like to listen to music. It's that's kind of my pregame ritual, mostly the blue Gatorade. And I also have a lucky green lace that I've had in my hockey pants basically since I started hockey. So this thing is pretty lucky. It's been with me everywhere. Can't really play without it. I know I've had a few funny scenarios where the lucky green lace went missing. My teammates played a couple of jokes, and I was like, I need this lucky green lace. So that's kind of my pregame ritual. Kind of changes every year depending on, how the season's going and stuff like that. So great question.
I love that. I have to follow up on Charlotte's question. So who is the best player at spike ball, and who thinks they are the best player at spike ball but really might not be?
Ooh, that is a great question. I would say in our group, I'd probably have to go with Renata Fast is pretty good. She's got this serious spike. She gets you every time. I haven't figured it out yet. You think I would figure it out. We've been playing for a full 2-3 years now, but she's pretty good, although she's not on my team. So I'm going to have to go with my teammates as well. I'm going to have to go with Emmerich Smashmeyer, Jamie Bourbonnais. Spike ball team represent.
I love that. Well, here's our second question from Riley.
My name is Riley Bookworth from Sebago-Niggity First Nation, and I was wondering, what was it like to be a new person playing for the Team Canada?
Honestly, it was incredible. I think, I mentioned it at the beginning, getting the chance to put on the maple leaf, all the hard work. And like I said, it's really special to be a role model. And I remember growing up looking and wanting to play hockey because I wanted to be just like those girls. And I hope that's something that, I personally can be for all of you. But I just think it's really special, just embracing your roots, embracing where you're from, and just being proud of it. Celebrating, your heritage, and being Indigenous, it's pretty cool. It's such an amazing opportunity, and I think I touched on it, just knowing that you can really achieve anything you want if you put your mind to it, and you can accomplish great things with hard work and determination. So that's something that I kind of always strived by, and like I said, getting a chance to represent your country, being an Indigenous person, it's pretty special.
Well, Victoria, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon in June.
Can't wait. Thank you so much, and really looking forward to it.